Welcome to Adventures in Reach, where I try to increase your fun, ability, and confidence through attainable outdoor adventures and the information to make them happen. So today, I'm going to show you 5 affordable options for edge protection. So right here, you can see there's kind of this crack here. This rope is getting sucked in here, and this would just be grinding away and trying and really working both sides of this rope. Not a good situation as people get on and off, and we'll just be tearing this apart. The first option is a tarp. Now this can be a large piece that you can put on a long area, or you can fold it up. The benefit here is that you have a grommet that you can tie it up. The other benefit is that they're pretty flexible. The downside to these is that, as we know, they're not all that durable, but this would work in a pinch if you've got an old tarp. As with all of these, we want to make sure that we are tying these in place, so either off to a bush or to the rope itself, although there's a caveat about that, but that we are not letting these kind of work down. Number 2, you can use a piece of leather. Now this happens to be dyed red and have an insanely long string on it, but as you can see, I've used this before, and the benefit of leather is it holds up really well. The downside is that since it's not super flexible, sometimes it kind of works out of that area, but in this application, again, it would get shoved into that crack and would provide some really nice cushioning there, and I don't foresee this getting anywhere having leather in there. Number 3, you can use a garden hose or hose from the hardware store. So this stuff, the benefit to this is that when you put it on here and you tie it in place, the rope just slides through this thing and it can't roll out of it. The downside is that you have to thread the rope, the end of the rope, through here, especially with a garden hose, because it's so narrow that you really don't want it rolling out, and it would be likely to do that with a narrow hose. Number 4 is a piece of carpeting. So this is just, as you can see, this is shaped and out of a car. So this is an old floor mat. The benefit to this is it has this nice rubber bottom, so very durable, and then the softer carpeted top. So again, we can fit that in there. I don't foresee anywhere here, it hardly even touches the crack. The downsides to this is it's a bit stiff, heavy, and takes up a lot of space when you're packing it, but they are very durable. The 5th option here is fire hose. Now, unlike the garden hose, we're actually going to cut this open. So you can cut it open this way on the edge, and again, like to stick this in the crack. This is a more flexible hose. There's this kind, much more stiff, or there's that heavy duty kind of cloth outside one. I have those as well, didn't bring it. So this one's stiffer and it's cut right down the center. And so with this, you would kind of fit the rope in here. Okay, just like that. Now, it really kind of depends where you're putting it. But this would be good on a really abrasive rock where maybe there's lots of little edges to go over, and this needs to cover a large area. The good thing about these is they're super tough, and really no rock is going to wear through this unless you're using this for years. The downside is that they're kind of heavy and stiff, and sometimes people have trouble with these ropes popping out of here. So for this specific spot where I have a crack and pretty abrasive rock and this kind of sharp spot there, I would do one of 2 things. I would either use this fire hose that's nice and flexible and would kind of fit down in there to stay put, or I would use this leather where it also kind of fits in there and is going to stay put. So comment below, which of these would you have chosen for this spot, and Also comment if you have other ideas for affordable edge protection. And if you would like to see more attainable adventures and the information to make them happen, then consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell. And wait, if you're interested in this sort of thing, rappelling in knots, then check out the playlist up here for more of that content.